Hey, good afternoon, Facebook and LinkedIn friends. We'll get started in just 1 minute. Okay, thanks for attending my Wednesday Lunch and Learn. This is lesson number 4. Going to go through a quick recap of what we covered in previous lessons while we wait for some people to join us here. Any questions, please do not hesitate to throw those in the chat box. All right. So 30-day blueprint for new real estate agents. So approached just a couple of weeks ago and looking for different content. Had an agent, brand new agent, say, "Hey, what would you do if you were going to start over in real estate?" And that's really where this all evolved from. So what I see in real estate is totally different from where it was almost 40 years ago. So 40 years ago, we were looking at houses and books. We were just being introduced to the computer world. So crazy how much things have changed. But with that being said, still, the good old sphere of influence is something that I think people need to be acutely aware of. So if you are a new agent, I can't stress enough. This is my biggest regret. I did not build my sphere of influence as well as it could have been. In other words, we all have people's names, email addresses, and phone numbers. In my mind, in order to build a moat around your database, you need to have where they are currently living. That is going to be a key component to insulate your business against AI. And AI, artificial intelligence, is coming. Okay. They are going to knock on your database like you've never known before. So, that being the case, you really need to have that additional bit of information in order to build a moat around that database. Okay. So, as I go back, first week we covered my insights on the industry, where it's heading, and the importance of your sphere of influence. Week 2, which we are in right now, we went over social media last Monday, and there we touched on my favorites. Right now, I cannot put a bigger price tag on LinkedIn. The fact that you can actually, sift, sort, filter your database or databases inside LinkedIn to develop networks for highly niched areas in real estate. I think that is the way to insulate yourself in addition to your sphere of influence, to position yourself for the future, to deal with those pain points that I think AI is going to have a tough path to disrupt. So today, we're going to go over quick buyer wins. What would I do for some quick wins to basically get some buyer consult and hopefully get some buyers under contract in a 30-day period? So next week, we're going to go over niche specialization. Okay. And this, in my mind, is huge. If you plan on being in real estate for the long haul, I feel like you need to find a niche and specialize in it, deliver educational content to that niche, and you would be surprised how much inbound traffic you can get from it. We'll also go over content creation next week as well. And then week 4, I'm going to teach you how to leverage AI and build a authority through webinars. I do webinars every week. I actually have one this evening, 7 p.m. If anybody's interested, you can actually go to my website, owntheroof.com. Go down to Zero Down Webinars, and you'll see how you can register right there and see what I offer for people. So just to give you a feel for some of the things that we're going to cover today, where are we? Session 4. Okay. If I were to start over and I wanted some quick wins, number 1, I would definitely hit open houses. I don't really care to do open houses, but they are a very quick source of good quality traffic. Now, if I was doing an open house, I would do it in an area where we have some additional houses. So when you're doing an open house, you're basically, in my mind, you are on a job interview. Okay. All kinds of buyers are going to come through. You need to try and read their body language as best you can. Find people that are not attached to other agents. And then more importantly, show them that you are the agent that will out hustle others. Okay. So when I do an open house, I'm going to find a house that has at least 2 or 3 other homes for sale nearby. I'm also going to do this open house with another agent. Okay. What I would do is, as I'm booking that open house, I'm going to schedule appointments for other homes that are for sale in the same subdivision or nearby. Okay. My goal is when people come through that open house and I'm on stage looking to interview with some of these buyers, for lack of better words, I'm always asking them probing questions. How long have you been looking? Oh, hey, did you see the house for sale around the corner? No, I didn't know there was one. Okay. So ask them some questions and then ask them if they'd like to go see that house. Yeah, we would like to go see that house. Well, you want to do it right now? Boom. You are the agent that's hustling and getting them in there right now. Just quickly go through the agency agreement in order to get them through that door. But just the same, you are now the agent that hustles. Totally sets you apart. I have never pulled that off and not gotten a client out of it. Okay. Unless it was a misread and they're working with another agent, then they probably won't sign that agency agreement. Okay. So that's how I master open houses. Now, do you go back to the office and call everybody that came through? Yes, that's certainly a great practice to do. But I don't know how open houses are in your area, but ours are, I'm in Southeastern Michigan. We get a lot of traffic through ours right now. Okay. In my mind, I don't want to be a paper boy just handing out feature sheets, hoping to have a conversation with people. That's why we have 2 people there. Number one, so you don't have to think twice about taking off and showing that other house, because obviously you don't want to leave your open house abandoned. At the same time, you can work these leads together. Okay. So anyways, that's how I do open houses. If you have any other tips, tricks, things like that for open houses, share them with me. I'm always looking for ways to leverage open houses a little bit better. Like I told you, I don't really do them very often. I get plenty of leads that come through my automated webinar system that I'll show you towards the end of our course here. Actually, maybe I'll give you a little bit of a glimpse of that today. So the next thing I want to do is I want to get comfortable with all of the first-time home buyer down payment assistance programs and grants in your neighborhood, okay, or your area. Okay. If you need access to these, we're actually our website, owntheroof.com. Go under resources and program search, and you can see how many programs are out there. Okay. From there, I would actually go out to agents in your office that have listings, run the addresses, and then see if they will let you post these homes socially. Marketplace is huge in my mind. So I used to have great success with that. So what I would do is ask agents, hey, I see you have a house that's for sale on Main Street. Do you mind if I give you a little bit of help advertising it socially? Create an ad. Hey, this home, 123 Main Street, is currently for sale. Qualifies for 15 different down payment assistance programs. Someone could buy this with no money out of pocket and payments below X amount. Okay. Most of the ads that I run are going to say, hey, you can buy this house with under $3,000 out of pocket using the down payment assist, one of 15 down payment assistance or grants, and your payments would be below X. Okay. This will fill up your inbox. Okay. If I ran 10 ads, I'm typically going to get at least 10 DMs for each one that I post. So you post 10 houses, 10 DMs, you got 100 DMs coming in. I guarantee you can strike a conversation with people on there and elevate that conversation to a quick buyer consult. Okay. So for me, it's all about leveraging zero down. Now, like I shared with you earlier, I tend to leverage lender partnerships. Okay. Make sure that you got lenders in place that you can refer these people to for quick pre-approvals. Okay. And as your business grows, as you're feeding some of these lenders that do these down payment assistance and grant programs, I'd be surprised if they wouldn't look to invest in your advertising or in your business because it only feeds themselves. Okay. The next one, there are strategic approach to expired listings and FSBOs. I don't work that area very well, and I'll be upfront with you. AI created this slide for me, so I probably wouldn't have that in there. So I'm not going to speak to that topic. Okay. Now, discover effective buyer lead sources for today's market. Like I said, marketplace, absolutely huge, an untapped area. I actually, if you can find someone in your office that's doing rentals, why not advertise something in the rent area? You want to see your DM box explode? Put in the DM, put in your rental area, home for rent. Want to buy a home similar to this with less than a couple $1,000s out of pocket and payments below what it would probably be in rent? You'd be shocked. You know, like I said, you post one ad, I typically get 10 people that might raise their hand or DM me within a short period of time. Rentals, 10 times more. Okay. Be careful what you do there, because we want to offer a legitimate place for rent, and we want to make sure that we can help those people or point them in the right direction, maybe point them back to the agent if you don't want to be the rental person, and then just harvest the renters that weren't even aware that they could buy using some of these down payment assistance programs and grants. Oh, and by the way, as you get used to, as you learn what programs are available in your area, these programs, more often than not, are available for people with below average credit. They just don't know how to tap into them. Okay. If you're looking for help on that, go to my website, owntheroof.com. I've got my book that I wrote that teaches people how to use these programs and get in with very little money out of pocket. I also have digital courses available for people where you can learn how to do these, and more importantly, how to structure these deals to get in with very little money out of pocket. All free. Okay. So the book, I think the book on my website, the two books that I have, No Money Down, No Problem, and No Credit, No Problem, I believe they actually have a link to the Amazon where you can actually purchase it. So if you just go for the book, go to my website, owntheroof.com/free book, and then just enter your name. If you put your name in, if you're an agent, just put agent so we don't bother you. So, but it'll automatically email you with, a copy of my book, so you can read it at your leisure. Also, the video courses, 3 different video courses. The first one, basically based on my book, I think it's like 6 hours, no down payment, no problem. I also find, for me, if you become a credit expert, isn't such a bad thing too. There's no credit, no problem. So I find first-time home buyers, what typically holds people back in my mind is they don't have money. Okay. So we're taking care of that. I always tell people money is the easiest part if you're a new agent, if you know how to tap into these programs and structure the transactions. The second biggest hurdle for a lot of first-time home buyers is, in fact, credit. So not that you need to be an expert, but you need to know some of the tricks out there, because there's no shortage of people that are trying to sell people different courses and plans to get their credit scores up, when truth of the matter is AI can do it for everyone very efficiently and very effectively. You can actually go to freeangelcreditreport.com, download your credit report, upload it to AI, and ask it what it would do to fix your credit. You'd be shocked what it spits out. All the letters, techniques, tools, stuff like that. So no reason to engage the services of a credit repair company any longer. Okay. Let's see. In addition, discover the buyer lead sources for today's market. Okay. So like I said, if you're doing those rental markets on Marketplace, be careful. Make sure that you are attentive as people enter those messages. I would caution you, do not let AI return those texts until you become very proficient at it. I haven't even developed that part of it. I'm actually trying to develop that right now where I can have AI automate that whole process. So I'll keep you posted with how we do there. So with those tools that I have just given you, okay, the open house, the marketplace postings using down payment assistance programs and grants, and for rentals and homes for sale, if you just did those three things, I can say with a high degree of certainty, you're probably going to get 3 buyers in 30 days. Now, when I say open houses, I mean, try to do at least one a week. Okay. When I first got in the business, failure wasn't really an option for me. I was actually doing 2 open houses on Saturday, 2 open houses on Sunday. I'd do one, Saturday, 12 to 2, kick that sign down, and I'd be doing another one 3 to 5 and do the same thing Sunday. And then I would just, think about it. That's 8 open houses possibly in a month. I've heard people doing them on weekdays and stuff like that. And there may be something to that. I just never really had much success with it. So also make sure you're doing it in a desirable high traffic area. Like I said, where you're surrounded with other houses. So when you're out there, you can actually take people to other homes right away. Good. All right. Any questions out there? Okay, getting a question. What do I use for my webinars? Okay, I will give you a feel for it. Let's navigate away from here. I typically keep that tab open. By the way, if you're interested to see on my webinars what I do, like I said, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, doing a webinar. Tonight, I'm going to be highlighting how to structure deals in my marketplace, which is Southeastern Michigan. Okay. So, for example, this is actually the platform. I use Go High Level to manage my webinars. So right now, don't know if you can see right now we have 102 people registered for tonight's webinar. Typically out of that, we might have 40%. So by the end of the day, I'll probably have maybe 120 people sign up. 40% of that would be what? 48 people might show up. 10% of the people might watch my replay. So we might get 60 people that are engaged. What's great about it is now I've got 102 people, boom, added to my database. And it just keeps growing over time. So when you're doing these webinars, you become that authority. So that's what I do there. Let me give you a glimpse. So, I'm sorry, that was excuse me. The question was, what do I use for my webinars? I am using Go High Level. Okay. It is a very, very robust platform that manages everything from A to Z. I don't use it nearly as much as I should. We are now just engaging technology. They have a lot of AI plugins, AI agents to answer phones, return emails, return chats. So there are several plugins that can be added to this that we're getting better at it. So day by day, there's just not enough hours in the day. I have been using Go High Level for probably 4 years now, just after COVID. So for those of you who don't know my story, I started educating people on these down payment assistance programs and grants probably about 15 years ago. And I used to do it on Craigslist. I would run those ads that I suggested people run earlier. And then as Craigslist faded away, from there, we gravitated to Marketplace. Marketplace just blew up. And it just got to the point where we couldn't keep up with all the DMs and we couldn't keep up with all the inbound traffic. So we actually moved over to Go High Level. I had a company out of Toronto build this for me. Like I said, about 4 years ago, they did a great job. Always happy to pass it along. Very, very easy to learn. So don't be intimidated by it at all. In fact, we're actually just launching a new Go High Level. This is our new platform that we're migrating over to, where we built a website around it. And actually the website is built on Go High Level. So if you ever look at my website, which is owntheroof.com, there you go. Owntheroof.com. Find grants, buy a home. That's it. So this is 100% free educational content. So I get people that sign up for my webinars. They can go here, schedule calls, resources. Here are the publications, the book that I wrote, No Down Payment, No Problem, No Credit, No Problem. No need to purchase it. We give it away. We need to update our website there. Program search. This is where you can go to search all the programs that are out there. Click here to search the programs. So if you were going to look for, if you wanted a reliable source to look for the programs, I would just go here, input an address, and it'll tell you exactly what programs are available. Here's a house I grew up in, 16801 Lamphere in Detroit, Michigan, 48219. There you go. 21 programs are available in Detroit, Michigan. And it's crazy. I did one in LA yesterday, 40 programs in Los Angeles, up to $160,000. So these programs are plentiful. They're all over the country. There's not a county in the United States that does not qualify for at least one program. So if you have the ability to take this, turn it into educational content and share it with first-time home buyers whose biggest hurdle in their mind is money. You ask, look at any poll out there. What's keeping people from buying a home? I don't have a down payment. That's it. So if you can be that person that shows them how to purchase with just a few $1,000s out of pocket, accessing these, I guarantee you, you will be that authority figure and you will be their realtor for life. For me, I just love giving this educational content to people. So we're actually, I've got somebody reminding me, we actually have an application that we are in the middle, and not in the middle, the tail end of building. It's actually, we're waiting for it to be launched on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. So that app, people can download, enter a property address and see what programs are available. Okay. That application is going to be called Zero Down Scout. ZeroDown Zero Down Scout. If you download Zero Down Scout, and actually, hopefully it'll be up by the end of the week, you can see, I would love people to go out there and test it. We're kind of like in that beta version. We want people to try it. And so we can get that feedback. If you could do me a favor, after you download it, text us whatever feedback you've got. Okay. There's nothing out there like it. So hope that it could be a tool to help people tap into these different down payment assistance programs and grants. So we also have, if you're looking for any information on some of these, or you'd like me to do webinars, maybe in your neck of the woods, happy to do it. Book a call with me. It's not uncommon for me to get people from all over the country that hit my webinar. I tend to advertise and focus in my neck of the woods, which is southeastern Michigan, but these programs are available all over the country. You can also register for my Zero Down webinar, which is the one tonight. And then for the people that not only have issues with the money, a lot of people get held back with credit. I do a free credit repair webinar once a month too. Now, if you're looking to learn more on this topic to pass it along to your customers, I have a no down payment guide. This is an absolutely 100% free digital course. The only downside here is you've got to listen to me talk for whatever, 4 to 6 hours, however long this course is. And then I do a free credit repair course so you can talk more intelligently with some of your customers. What I find is that sometimes people think that their credit is in a bad spot, and it really doesn't. There's a couple of quick, little adjustments that you can make to get a quick spike in people's score, and I tend to educate people on that. And then the one part that I think really needs to be addressed is how to structure deals. A lot of people can get approved for these programs, but a lot of times these programs can be stacked one on top of the other. So with that being said, structuring these transactions is really what's going to set you apart from some of the other people in your space if they're talking about this. So there are a lot of ways to structure these deals, a lot of ways to get money to get people across the line beyond the typical seller concessions. Okay, obviously everybody says seller concessions and they're hard to get. I get it. Okay, there are lender credits you can get. There's accounts, credits you can get for opening bank accounts, savings accounts. Here, perfect example. I've got somebody actually closing this Friday. We had to make a little change with. She's doing a zero down grant program. Zero down conventional loan. We use the grant money to buy out her mortgage insurance. She's zero down with no mortgage insurance. Great way to buy a house. She was a little bit short on her money. We did get a couple of thousand concessions from the seller, but we were still a little bit short. So there are some lenders that you can actually get lender credits by buying up the interest rates. Just a technique that's kind of old school. You don't see people throwing that out there very often, but that does require working with a senior loan officer that knows how to go to their secondary marketing department and have a conversation for buying up the interest rate to get some credits from the lender. The other side of it is we actually opened up a checking account and a savings account. Okay. There are a lot of mid-level banks that give money for opening checking and savings. Don't have to put a ton into it. So they open up a checking account, $20. They get $500 in closing cost credit. Open up a savings account, $20, another $500. There's $1,000 credit we're going to get at closing to get this deal across the finish line. Those are the things that I go over in structuring deals with little money down or out of pocket. Okay. So any other questions out there? Yes. So Go High Level is actually a standalone. It's you can Google it. There's no shortage of people that use Go High Level. I think it's an absolutely incredible platform. It's very, very robust. Very few things that it can't do. I actually, once my webinars are completed, I actually do the replays and send those out to everyone. So lots of ways to do that. So, so a lot more robust. I actually pay people to do Go High Level more than anything else. So, so I am not a huge Go High Level expert other than I know enough to pay everyone else to do it because it is a rabbit hole. And there are a lot of people on Upwork and other places that will be happy to do it at very reasonable prices. Okay. All right. Just a couple of minutes before we hit the end here. So with all of those techniques, like we talked about earlier, the open houses, running those ads on Marketplace for renters and towards buyers, I think if you do that, you'd be shocked how many people will come through. Especially, don't forget, in order to get those types of results that I mentioned earlier, you've got to have a twist. You've got to address people's pain points. And the pain point for most of these people are money. Or is money. So if you address that pain point with, 20 programs available to help you purchase this home with zero down, you'd be surprised how many people will jump on that. But make sure you know some of those products so you can connect people with the dots right away. So in other words, make sure you've got some lenders lined up where you can push people off to. Okay. Now, the next session, which is going to be Monday, I am going to go over the competitive advantage of specialization. Okay. Just like I focus on first-time home buyers, down payment assistance programs, and grants, I think if you want to be successful in real estate for the foreseeable future, you need to have this next pillar in your business. First pillar, obviously, is going to be your sphere of influence. Second pillar, like I said, it could be open houses. It could be running those ads on Marketplace. The third pillar, and this is more of a long-term play, you want to find different areas that have so much pain in them that AI is going to have trouble entering it for the foreseeable future. I'm talking foreclosures, probates, divorce, seniors. Oh my gosh, I had somebody approach me yesterday with seniors, and what an underserved community. My gosh, think about it this way: 65 and over. Every day, 15,000 people in this country turn 65. So targeting seniors and helping them, great niche to jump into. Okay. And there's no end. The boomers are coming and they have the money. Unfortunately, the vast majority of wealth in this country is controlled by the boomers. So keep that in mind. So if you like dealing with seniors or like helping people, any one of these things that I'm going to talk about tomorrow, and I'll give you a snapshot: seniors, foreclosures, first-time home buyers, renters, probates, divorce, bankruptcies. These are all areas that are messy and have a lot of pain. So you have to be that person that wants to help. If you can jump into one of these areas with empathy and help people and offer solutions, and better yet, imagine if you did webinars. I'd be happy to partner up with people and do webinars on any one of these topics. We could build a whole presentation around this and then market it to people that are influencers inside each one of those niches. Oh my gosh, no end to the amount of business that you could possibly dive into. In addition, you're taking care of the pain that most people look for. Okay, we're going to break down why I feel that these are profitable real estate niches. Also, geographic and demographic targeting strategies. Okay, tell you how I would target each one of these. Framework for selecting your ideal niche. Okay, start working on that now. In my mind, it needs to be something you have a passion for. Okay, case studies, success stories of the niche. I actually have someone that has already approached me for the divorce world, and we're working on that right now. So I'll share with you how we're approaching it there, and how to clearly define your niche. You can use AI to help you in that world and to help you generate some of the educational content. And I feel like that's huge going forward. So anyways, I'm a little bit over the half-hour mark. So I thank you all very much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can book a call right through my website, and I hope our paths cross again soon. And I hope to see you on Monday. Take care. Goodbye.